features and options for those.
We live. We good? Huh? Okay, yeah, and welcome everybody to another episode of Tales from the Jails. We're here live in Partners USA TNS Media Group as a team and the family. Got my counterpart with me, Mr. Brahim Jackson. I want to start by saying something here, if I could. Tales from the Jails, we do not promote or glorify prison in any way. Our goal is to deter individuals from going to prison. So ultimately, this is what our goal is, to stop everyone from going to prison and provide a reminder for those out there who want to break law. So this is our goal. So for anyone out there who's thinking different than that, I'm sorry, but you're mistaken. I got my counterpart, Mr. Brahim Jackson. We got a special guest today. Tell them who you are.
My name is Money June. You can find me on Instagram at MoneyJune444. I'm a Latin artist / mentor / motivator.
I hear that. So as you know, Tales from the Jails, what we do is like I just mentioned, we provide real life stories, or real life events, stories such as yourself, what you have going on, and to show that is a flip side to going to prison and then coming home and then being successful. Because a lot of times people think that if you break the law, that's got to be your life. So we don't want to. No. We want to get your story. So if you could, how much time you did?
The longest I was in jail was like 6.5 months. I was fighting an attempt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that for you? Like, sitting there. Where is it? Was it in the States or was it out of
CFCF? Yeah, state.
And so how was that for you? Like, going through that whole process, or if you can talk about it, you can speak about what you want to speak about, leave out what you want to leave out. But how was that for you, going through that?
It was like my first time ever being in jail. So it was a little bit like difficult from you being out in the streets, having everything, to being prevented of doing anything. So that was like real different for me at that time. It was like shocking. But you know what? When you somebody from the streets and you get put into those situations, you find a way.
Yeah.
So I found a way in there soon. Yeah.
And we all know CFCF, for those who don't know, CFCF is a county prison in Philadelphia. For those who are outside of Philadelphia, it's a county prison inside Philadelphia, whereas though, you can be in there with, murderers, rapists, it's all types of individuals that are inside that prison wall. Drug dealers, you name it. Everything is on state road, because that's where you go if you commit a crime and you're waiting to either beat your case or get sentenced to go upstate. So, you ended up, going to CFCF. So the police came to pick you up from CFCF. I'm sorry, came to pick you up and they took you to CFCF. What was you caught on the streets, or where were you apprehended?
I was on the run for 1 year, and they caught me in my mom's house.
What, late night?
Not like 5 in the morning. I knew they was coming that day though, because I had seen them out in the streets that day. Like I knew they was around.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you saw him, he was at your mom's house, you saw him probably ride past, look at you.
Yeah, I wasn't even living at my mom's house or nothing, but at the time my mom may have a whip, and I was living out of town because I was on the run. But I used to drive out here daily just to take her to work and pick her up. So they started catching on to that, I guess, and they caught me later.
So they come 5 in the morning, you sleep, they take you down.
I wasn't even asleep.
Oh, you wasn't even asleep?
I was waiting for them.
You was waiting for them?
Yeah. Because I had seen them that day, earlier.
So what, did they see you and say, we come and get you? Or
Nah, I just knew it was different people. You could tell. Like when you got vibes.
Wow. And can you speak about this case that you was like apprehended for? Can you speak about it? Like,
yeah, it was like an attempt. I had a fight. Then some shots broke out and they said it was me. And it wasn't even me. Like they found out it wasn't me later.
Oh, but the individual, was he was hit multiple times, or?
Nah, it was a lady that was hit. But the guy who I was fighting was the one that's saying that he saw me do the shooting.
Wow. And then, so you go to CFCF. Now, did you get a bail, or was it, they gave you a high bail at the time, or?
Nah, I had a high ass bail at the time. It was like, sorry for the word.
No, it's cool.
It was like $500K at the time.
With the 10%, what? No, that
10% was like 50K. Yeah.
And at that time, you didn't have as much motion as you have right now. So
nah.
I'm assuming you right now, you would have got up out of it.
it had been times before that I had like big motion, but at that particular time,
Mm-hmm.
I was on the run for a year already, so I wasn't even moving around where I could move like that. So I didn't have that 50K at the time.
How did you feel? How did you feel like, you know, when they grabbed you and took you in? How did you feel about that?
Anybody that's ever been on the run know when you get caught, you feel like relief.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like relief when I got caught. It was like a good feeling actually.
But how did you feel what was your thoughts when they first took you to the county though? When you first stepped into CFCF and R&D
Nah, cause
received.
you know I'm Spanish at the end of the day, so you know people like you don't want to go there. Shit crazy over there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that, but I was like into the streets for real, so I really didn't care about that. I was actually relieved, like I'm gonna just get the shit over with.
Yeah, it do. A lot of people, well, even me for myself, I was on a run a couple times, and when you finally get caught, it's like all right, let me go ahead and get this joint over with.
Exactly, yeah.
It's over with. You ain't got to keep looking
It's
over
harder
your
for you to
shoulders.
go turn yourself in.
Yeah,
that's harder.
Yeah,
than getting caught. Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Can we take a quick break real fast? Just like 2 minutes, please. What's up, everybody? So let's get back to this. So, you know, the troopers come to you 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, you in there with your, you know, at your mom's house. They lock you up, $500,000 bail, 10%, $50,000. At the time, you know, a lot of times people say, I mean, I had it, but it was my girl crib, or, you know, make up all these stories. You know, you straight like, yeah, listen, I didn't have it at the time.
Yeah.
That wasn't my situation. You know, so then ultimately you get taken to CFCF. You up there. Describe the conditions at that time. And what year was this?
2008.
2008.
Yeah, that was 2008.
So it was really, really rough around that time, 2008.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough in there.
What was the thing that you had to get acclimated to the most, as far as being, you know, that was your first time being arrested. So I'm of course it's your freedom, but what else was it that you had to get acclimated to as far as being there?
It was just like hard the first two weeks. Quarantine. You know, quarantine, you can't get no commissary at the time. I don't know now. You couldn't get commissary or none of that. So it was like you was just eating jail food. You couldn't get the right amenities you needed. But like a month in, I was already dug in. Like
You was dug in. So that 6 months wasn't really, you know, as hard as people make it out to be for you. People, you know, you had money on your books.
Nah, cause it's a long story to them 6 months.
Oh, let's get to it then.
It got ugly.
All right, let's get to it. What happened?
This is where I met my manager now.
Okay.
I met Burke over there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we had the block. You know, we was doing everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
I got stabbed like 3 months in there, like 3 or 4 months in there. I got stabbed 9 times.
Wow.
By a lifer, somebody that was already sentenced to life, but was there fighting another body.
What happened?
You said earlier, remember what you said earlier, that you be with killers, rapers?
Mm-hmm.
We had one court that day. He had one in court too. We had came back. He told me like to pull some strings for him to get on the phone. I pulled the strings for him, but he was like an a-hole.
Mm-hmm.
So they wasn't with giving him the phone. So he was trying to use my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the phone, I had a jack in there. I can say that, right?
Yeah, you can say that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You don't never know who's watching or hearing this. So I had a jack in there, so he was trying to use my jack. I was like, you feel me? Like I had a certain way I moved, so that's why I was there for so long with it. Like I had a certain time I would pull my jack out, certain time I would put it away.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time I was like, nah, bro, I can't help you right now. Later on, maybe I got you, but he was like frustrated with whatever he had going on in court.
Mm-hmm.
So he just got mad, so whatever, like we just argued, but I didn't think nothing of it. The next day, I had just got a pack in, right? So for some reason, there was this kid that I used to see around all the time, and I called him over and I gave him a little bit of bud. And he's like, yo, such and such, he gathering dudes up to run down on you. I'm with this guy in the cell. It's like 8, 9, it was like 10 of us. It was like 10 of us in the cell. Dude go to the day room, he pull out a big old shank, and he tell me to go in his cell. So everybody, they all getting ready. Like, you feel me? They getting shanked up or everybody's getting their stuff. I didn't wait for them. I just went right to the dude and just started going off on them. Started a big ass war.
And you got stabbed 9 times.
Yeah, because I hit him and I dropped him. When I dropped him, I forgot that he had something in his hand. So I was just focused on hitting him. So while he's fighting me off, he was stabbing me a bunch of times.
Where at? Where you got
He
stabbed?
stabbed me right here in my head. He stabbed me on my neck. He stabbed me in a couple like dangerous places. Like right here. It was like right next to my temple, my neck, my arms, couple of spots, 9 times.
Wow.
They took me out and everything.
Helicopter you out or no?
Huh?
Did they helicopter you out?
Nah. They took me to the street doctors and shit.
There's only helicoptered out if you in a jail and the jail's not near hospitals. That's just a saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, helicopter out mean like he had to leave the jail.
Yeah,
to go
when
to
they
hospital. It's not actual helicopter.
Nah, they say they send you out. They send me out. Yeah. That's what they did.
Wow. So
that messed up my bed right there.
Getting stabbed. So because you got to come down there because they don't bring you back to the same block no more.
Exactly.
So you got to start all over again.
How long was you at the hospital for?
Like from one day to another.
Oh, just one whole day?
Yeah, just getting stitches and stuff.
And they let you come back. Did they put you on PC when you come back? Because usually that's what they did to me when I got stabbed.
PC, exactly. So I'm in PC. Now they don't want to let me go out. They don't want to let me out of PC because every time they open the block up, this dude right here, he's sending 1 and 2 dudes out every day. He can't come over here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, come over here. So
come on.
Well, he ain't gonna have the mic.
Yeah, mic, but he can come show who he is. It's fine. He can be here. Yeah.
He's my manager now. I met him in jail.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? I'm Bert, man. This my guy. I was locked up. I was actually arrested for something I didn't do, so I ended up getting sentenced to like 50 years. Got fully exonerated in 2022.
Yeah.
But going out.
So this is the dude that every time they used to open the block up, he used to send 1 and 2 dudes out from the dudes who try to run down on us. So they kept me in PC the whole time till they just kicked me off the jail.
So let's get to, so you going to trial at the same time, right? While all this is going on, you've been down there for 6 months, so you got stabbed, you're waiting for trial. Now that you waiting for trial, were you scared at any point that you wasn't gonna get out? Or did you think that there was like a chance that you would end up going upstate at some point?
Look, there was a system back then. So this is North Philly. There was dudes that had cops like on payrolls and stuff. So the detective who arrested me, he was like, "I know you didn't do this. Just fight your case. You're gonna go home because we know who did it, but like they know who did it, but they was on the payroll. They couldn't do nothing about it. So I just went to court like 3-4 times, and that's it. Just went home. After that.
So
but look, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I made the money for my bail from inside of the jails.
Yeah, that's crazy because he always say all the time, people be in jail making a lot of money in jail.
I made a bunch of money while I was in jail. Like I was doing better off in jail than when I was in the streets.
Dang.
At that time.
Wow. If you can speak about it, what was you like? What was you doing? Like because I know you're not in there no more. But what was you doing?
I was bringing.
We used to say when he went to the hole, it was a drought in the jail.
Yeah, because I was bringing everything in. I had everything in there.
No, it was crazy, right? Because the CO boy that was actually our horse, 2 days before he had came into the jail, he was telling me about him. But this is my man cousin, so I knew of him. I didn't know him.
Excuse me.
His cousin is my man.
Yeah.
So he's telling me about him, the CO, like, yo, man, this boy Money June, man, sold me a hot Range Rover and all this. I'm like, yeah. I know he's talking about him the whole time.
Yeah.
2 days later, he landed right on the block.
Wow.
So we end up, talking to the CO boy, so he started moving for us. And then,
we was doing a bunch of shit.
Yeah, so all right, so then just go back to what you're saying.
I was bringing the cell phones in. I was bringing the bud. I was everything.
What the cell phones going for at that time? Like as far as
it was like selling? 800. We were selling them for, right? We was selling them for like 800.
That price double now. What's the price now for like cell phone now? Yeah,
it's around the same thing. The stack, it ain't double.
Yeah, they double. I thought you said like because maybe I don't know if that's in the feds or something like that.
But the feds it'll be double because you be way out.
Okay.
When you in the county, you know what I mean, it's a little bit different. The feds, you be anywhere. So they
Mhm.
get a phone on the actual yard and you in California, that motherfucker gonna be 2,500, $3,000.
But no, even when you was at Fort Dix, they was like, you was like, I think.
Yeah, if the price, because the feds is different. They ain't like the state. They been in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Feds is a whole different ball game. And then we was actually at jails. We wasn't in the county. You understand what I'm saying? We was in the jail. They in the county.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you gotta be
strict.
you got to compete with the other people got phones in there, so you got to kind of be like, you know, got to have a good number to get off of the phones because everybody else might have phones as well.
Yeah, it depends on if it was flooded or not. If the jail's not flooded, then the demand is up and it's more exclusive.
How many phones can you get in at a time? Like, what was it? Was it like a number that you can get in, or was it like, you know, 10 at a time?
Nah, even two at a time was good at the time.
Yeah, that'd be mad.
You feel
Even
me?
one.
Yeah,
You go out and get one every time?
yeah.
That's a bag.
And how often do they bring them in? Like every day or every other day?
We had this dude.
It was like twice a week, right?
Yeah,
Two,
we had
2-3
one
times a
on
week.
demand.
I was getting drives. Yeah.
And
Dang.
the crazy part, dude, the CO that we had on Smash, he was a CERT team, and he ended up when he went home, he ended up having the CO go out in the street doing all kinds of wild.
Wow. So y'all relationship was like, even though you got out, y'all still was cool.
Nah, I met him in the jail. We've been cool ever since.
No, I'm talking about the CO. You still,
Oh, yeah,
so you still was.
yeah,
No,
because
the CO he ended up becoming a rat. So
yeah, he became he got caught up in his own
He
shit.
turned him out. He turned him out.
He became a snitching in the jail or in the streets.
No, in the streets.
Yeah,
He was doing other shit.
Yeah,
You know, I
got
put him
locked
on
up
to
by
that
feds.
life. Like
Mm.
he was hitting licks and stuff. So
Mm.
he started hitting licks, made his own team, got locked up.
Why do you think people can make?
Make sure y'all speaking to the mics too.
Oh shit.
Just when y'all speaking, just get near the mic.
All right,
Everybody can
yeah.
hear you because the audience saying they can't hear y'all.
Yeah. So when you get to a point where it's that you're making so much money in prison. I know this is a crazy question, but did a part of you want to stay in there and continue to make money, or was like, nah, I'm ready to roll?
I mean, me, I was like, whenever it's done, it's done. But for now, I'm gonna just be here.
And what was you doing with the money? So I guess you were sending the money out that's paying people out on the streets, you know.
Yeah, I was getting. Remember, I was on the run far as hell, so I was already getting ready to come home, getting a crib out here.
Man, this boy was out here. Even they're paying people lawyers.
Yeah, I was
like
doing all types of
5, 6
stuff in
dudes,
there.
like,
I used to
was
buy
paying
everybody
lawyers,
food in there.
the bottom,
I used to take care of
feed
people.
the whole bottom tier one night. Next night, feed
Yeah, I
the
used to
top
take care of
tier.
people in there.
Wow. So let's talk about you getting out of there. Like, you know, you know, after you got, I guess they threw the case out, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so
how was it for you knowing that you're coming home and then getting back on the streets?
my dumb ass caught a shooting 3 weeks later. I was on the run for 5 years after that.
Damn.
3 weeks later.
So this time you're running, you got some money though, you're running this time.
I actually had some money at the time, yeah, but I blew that fast. But I started, then when I was on the run that time, I was like already more mature because the first time I was on the run, I was like 18. The first time I went to jail that I met him, I was 18, 19. I was going on 19. Right? Yeah, I was going on 19. So this is years later. I was like 20, 26 back. No. Yeah, I was on the run for 5 years. From 19, I was 24. From 22 to 24, I made a lot of money. So by the time I turned myself in that time, I already had lawyer money, bail money, everything. I was just in jail for 5 days.
So you catch that shooting and go on the run.
I went to Miami.
You know, Miami.
South
You know what I mean?
Beach.
So you was down there chilling.
Range Rover, South Beach, condos.
So how did they catch you?
No, they didn't.
Oh,
I
they-
turned myself in years later.
Oh, you just want to turn yourself in
When I
and get
was super, like ready.
comfortable.
Yeah, I turned myself in.
So
I
normally,
just
man,
lasted 5 days that time.
it was you just been there 5 days.
I was in there 5 days. Yep.
And you just paid your bail, got out, and then fought everything from the streets.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just saying, normally people get money, right? Like, you know,